Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Welcome back, my friends. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today, we're going to be talking about kind of like I always say, one of my favorite things, but I love to talk about this because we are, if you're listening to this on drop day, it is the month of December. And most people, whenever I say most people, like I want you to go, I'm not most people. They treat December, I don't know, like a throwaway month, like it's a warm-up lap, like it doesn't really count. But here's you. The people listening to this podcast, the people committed to leveling up, you are not most people. And so December isn't a month you're going to serve. I love December. Like I am Christian. This is the birth of Jesus. So no matter what holiday you're in, it's gift giving, it's family, it's friends. But when it comes to business, December is a month you seize. And so I want to talk about my first December of being an entrepreneur. So I started my business May 30th. I came in with a fire in my belly and a fire in my soul. And so I grew to the top of my company way different than what we talk about as average in our earnings statement. Like my story was not typical, but neither was my work ethic, neither was my vision. And so I went into what we call qualification for the top level in October. And you could finish that up in 2 months or 3 months. And so the month of November, it was like I was wrapping it up. Like I made a decision. I want to get this done. We had a lot going on personally in that month. My father-in-law was actually put on hospice. He passed away. It was Thanksgiving. Like it was so much going on in the month of November. And people could look at it at the time and be like, oh my gosh, you worked your business through all of that. Like everybody that had a corporate job, they did too. It's amazing sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, it's like it's viewed as sometimes as it's like selfish or you should pull back. Like we don't pull back in a regular job. So PS, I finished my qualification December 1. I was at the top level in my company and December hit and it was Christmas. And at the time, Brooke had just turned 7. Tyler was turning 5 that month and my twins were 2. And one of the things, I don't know if you know this about me, I was also babysitting 7 kids under the age of 5. So I was buying gifts, wrapping gifts, preparing for the holidays, hosting the holidays. And I'm not sharing this with you to impress you, but to impress upon you when something is a priority, you don't push it aside. When something is a priority, you don't treat it like a warm-up lap. And so I had already promoted to the top, but I was like, that's just the very beginning. It's like if I slow down, my team will slow down. If I slow down, I'm making it about me because I was just rallying my team for 5 months where I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, we're at the top. Let's chill. They were relying on my vision, my leadership, my mindset. And so in the month of December, there was people like, oh, business slows down a little bit. Our business, my business grew by $100,000 in sales. And on a percentage basis, that was pretty high, but we grew in the month of December. Okay. And so I want you to understand that December is not slow for everyone. If it's going to be slow for you, it's a decision that you are making this month. Okay. So today we're going to be diving into how top performers, world-class leaders, and true champions use December to set the tone for the entire next year. So if your goal, right, if you want 2025 to be extraordinary, or really 2026 to be extraordinary, it starts now, not on January 1st. It starts right now. So let's talk about why December matters way more than people think that it matters, okay? And I want to be really clear with something because this is a fact. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. How you end a year is how you begin the next year. And that could be business, that could be sales, that could be exercise, that could be nutrition. Look, I love to eat around the holidays, but I'm also like really mindful. I don't want to start January 1 and be like, oh my gosh, it's like everything is in moderation. So maybe I'll eat whatever I want on Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be very mindful the week before or the week after. And so it's all about priorities. It's about budgeting your time. So when we talk about business, momentum doesn't magically appear when the calendar flips to January. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is my year. And for the people that do that year after year after year, they're ending in the same exact spot. Energy doesn't magically reset because the world counts backward from 10, counting down to the new year. The people who win, the people you admire, the people that are achieving big, bold, legacy level results, they understand something really powerful. December is your secret weapon. While the world slows down, they speed up. While the world indulges, drifts, and rationalizes, they stay sharp, aligned, and hungry. I want you to think of momentum like a train. When a train is moving at full speed, nothing can stop it. But when the train parks itself for 30 days, the restart takes 10 times the effort. December is where winners protect momentum at all costs. December is the reason I am building what I'm building. December is a game changer. And the reason December is why I'm building what I'm building, because I have to be really honest. It baffles me when leaders in my profession slow down. If you had a job, would you show up? If you answered to a boss, would they let you do nothing? And so I do what I do so I have the ability to create choices and flexibility and time, right? And you refer to that as time freedom, kind of spending your days how you choose. But freedom isn't free. And so what that means to me is that I use my time wisely. I work smart. I build consistently so I never have to work constantly. And this is why most entrepreneurs eventually build somebody else's dream because they aren't disciplined enough to build their own dream. And what I want you to remember is you have a decision every single day to build the muscle of discipline. If everyone around you is putting their goals on pause, that's your advantage. That's your open lane. That's where you separate yourself. I remember, and I've told this story several times, I was about 3 months into my business. I was one level away from the top of my company. I went to this big training. There was about 5,000 people there. It wasn't our global one. It was they did a couple of smaller ones in the US. And I went and I saw all these top earners like cross the stage. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I have so like here I am thinking I was so proud and I was, but I have so much more to go. And I'm like, well, how am I ever going to be in one of those spots? Because everybody's just going to keep building and building. And then I was like, no, that's actually not the way life works. Most people take their eye off the ball. I'm just going to commit to be the hardest working person and I'm going to put my head down. And so I decided to work really hard. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. People shy away from. I don't think anything worthwhile comes without effort. So when you think about December, it's not like a recap, like, oh, let's just recap and kind of look at the year. December has the ability to be your launch pad. And so most people use December, they're reflecting on the year. And although reflection is important, I totally agree. Top performers don't only look back on what's occurred over the last 11 years, they're looking forward. And they're looking forward with vision, they're looking forward with clarity, intention, and commitment. So they're asking themselves, how do I want to walk into next year? What identity am I taking with me into January? Who am I becoming? What habits am I locking in now so that when January hits, I'm not starting from zero, I'm starting from power. They understand something very fundamental. January is not the starting point to their next year. December is. December is. You don't stumble into a great year. You build it, and you build it brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. And the building starts right now. When we stumble in, most people just end the year in the same place, right? So let's have like a real moment. How did you start this year? When you started this year, what was your level? What was your income? What did you declare for yourself? Where are you when it comes to your goal and what you declared last January 1? What are you going to do this December that will change your results as we flow into 2026? Because I want you to remember that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. If we want next year to change, it doesn't start January 1, it starts right now. And what is required in the month of December is a different mindset, because finishing strong is not a tactic. It's not like it's a mentality. It's a mindset. So here are some of the core beliefs of top performers in December. When we were young, we used to dream of being anything: an astronaut, the president, a prince, princess. But as you get older, your dreams change, focusing less on running the world and more on how you can take your skills and ideas and turn them into something real. Instead of dreaming of going to space or owning a castle, maybe you start dreaming of owning your own business. You'll need a website, a payment plan, a logo, and a way to advertise to new customers. It can all be overwhelming and confusing, but thankfully, that is where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy to run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer service. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and get selling today at shopify.com/level up. Go to shopify.com/level up. Shopify.com/level up. First one. My standards don't take holidays. Friends, like, we have holidays, but it doesn't take away your standards. Champions don't become champions by being selective with their discipline. December has holidays. December has parties. December has distractions. But your standards, the goal is that they stay. Your goals don't care that your calendar is full with social events. Your vision doesn't care about your cookie exchange. Okay. Number two, I don't negotiate with my commitments. Negotiation, you know what it is? It's a silent killer of momentum. I'll do it later. I'll restart in January. I'm already off target. I deserve a break. Like, no. Your future deserves excellence. Your goals deserve finishing, and your why deserves your word. Your commitments deserve follow through. Number three, I compete only with who I was yesterday. December isn't about beating anyone. It's about showing yourself what you're capable of when the mood to do it isn't always ideal. Number 4, I don't allow the world, the world's pace to dictate mine. Friends, that's really important. Again, it's a law of association. You hang out with a lot of people that are taking off, not pushing, settling for ordinary, good as the thief of great. If the world is slowing down, leaders don't. Leaders don't. That's why I'm telling you, you could take all the money in the world. I saw probably a bunch of people posted this. They were like, I'm going to say the number wrong, but they said Elon Musk was worth like 82 or $280 billion. We have 8 billion people. Like, if you give everybody $1 billion, we'll be fine. No, that money will get back into the hands of certain people because it's just the law of association. Not everybody respects money the same. Not everybody thinks they're worthy of the money the same. So the world slows down, but leaders don't. Champions don't speed up because they're forced to speed up. They speed up because it's like it's in them. It's innate. Like they choose to. So what you want to do in the month of December is like just think of practical ways the top performers finish up strong. Okay. So I'm going to get a little tactical from it. I've been trying to work these into some episodes. This way, it's not just like vision and belief, but like things that you can actually do. Okay. So, what do high achievers actually do in the month of December to turn this into a power month? And number one, they create non negotiable weekly goals and a weekly plan, like with no fluff, no like wish list, no like I'm going to try. They map it out. They put in their work hours, they set goals, they do team building goals, they do connection goals, they do target outcomes, they allot time for personal growth, they have planning sessions, time off that is intentional, not accidental. December is not a month to wing it. So the second thing they do is they declare like a main priority that's going to move the needle. Like sometimes when you're focused on 10 things, it's like throwing spaghetti up against the wall. Okay. So we're not talking about 10 priorities. What's your one main business priority? What's the one thing that if you accomplished it would make December a huge victory for you? Because what happens with focus, it creates power. Number 3, they eliminate noise. In December, top performers practice mental minimalization, okay? Less scrolling, fewer distractions, clearer boundaries, zero energy suckers, okay? Because distractions don't just steal your time, they're stealing your potential. Number 4, they maintain their routines even during the holidays. Morning routine, non negotiable. Personal development, non negotiable. Daily actions, non negotiable. Filling your calendar, non negotiable. The holidays are a season, not an excuse. Number 5, they practice gratitude and accountability. Gratitude is fuel, accountability is direction. Gratitude without accountability is comfort, and accountability without gratitude is pressure. Winners hold both. Number 6, they check in with their vision every single day. So, not once a month, not once a year, every single day. What is my vision? Falling in love with my vision. Am I moving towards my vision? Because the more you see your vision, the more you feel your vision, and the more you become your vision. Number 7, they do the uncomfortable work now. If something feels like a stretch, top performers lean in. Average pullback. December isn't a month to avoid discomfort. It's a month to build capacity. Okay. So I also want to talk about the identity shift that makes December a power month, because at the core of this entire episode is one truth. You cannot finish strong with the identity that created your comfort zone. So I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question. Who are you committed to becoming? Who is the next version of you? Because December is the month to upgrade your entire internal operating system. So I want you to ask yourself, who is the version of me that's going to win this year? How do they think? What is their vision? What is their income? What is their level of influence? How do they speak? How do they walk into a room? How do they lead? How do they work? What do they no longer tolerate? And then I want you to start being that version of you right now, not in January, because identity precedes result. You must see yourself a certain way. We operate at our belief level. We show up and lead with the level of leadership that we identify as. When you shift your identity in December, January becomes a continuation, not a beginning. Okay. So I want to give you like a challenge to take some action. Like I want you to view it as like your December power plan because the goal is to be finishing really strong. So number one, define your 1 December outcome. Write it down. Maybe it's a promotion, maybe it's an income level, maybe it's a bonus, maybe it's a certain amount of whatever. Okay. Say it out loud, commit to it fully. Number two, create a weekly power plan. So, how are you going to create this? Block your time, schedule your work. Now, I'm going to say this like, I put this in here, but I'm like, when something's important to you, I didn't need a schedule. People ask me all the time, what did your schedule look like the first year in your business? Because I was like, I was like, I have no idea. When something's a priority, like, I'm like, I didn't just schedule it in. I just did it. I just did it. But I'm going to give you guys this practical tool block your time, schedule your work, protect your energy and teach your team to do the same. Number three, identify 3 distractions you want to eliminate and remove them today. Like, honestly, if you're sitting on your phone for 2-3 hours a day, what if you worked your business 2-3 hours a day? Okay. Number 4, lock in your morning routine, even on travel days, even on holiday mornings. It's the personal growth, it's the journaling, it's the scheduling, especially when you don't feel like it. Number 5, journal your identity daily. Kind of almost sounds like an affirmation. Write the version of you that's walking into the new year. What does he or she look like? How do they feel? What are they earning? What level are they at? Momentum isn't something you find. Momentum is something you create. December is the month that reveals who is serious and who is seasonal. Are you seasonal or are you serious? Either way is fine. I love you either way. Okay. I'm here to serve you. You get to create your life. But it's time to get very clear on who you are and the level of leadership you're creating. This month is your advantage. It's your opportunity. It's your proving ground. Others may coast, you rise. Others may pause, you build. Others may settle, you elevate. Because you are not here to blend in. You're here to stand out. You're here to lead. You're here to create. You're here to achieve. You're here to level up. And finishing your year strong is not about perfection. It's about intention. It's about consistency. It's about honoring your future by honoring your commitments today. I believe in you. You are filled with so much potential. And I know that deep in my soul that you are capable of ending this year with power, fire, and momentum that is going to carry you into next year. Friends, thank you for being here. I'm grateful. I know there's many other podcasts you could be listening to, and you chose this one. And I really encourage you, share it. We want to build our community. We want the world leveling up. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for leveling up. Have the most amazing week. Go out there and finish this year with fire. Love you, friends.